Don't kill me, Michaels! I'm still a virgin! Hey everyone, I'm Cameron. Welcome to I Love This Movie, and this week we're talking Halloween. And Halloween. And Halloween Kills. The trilogy of Halloween movies. Yeah. Halloween 1978, directed by John Carpenter, stars Jamie Lee Curtis. It is one of the most iconic horror films, if not the most iconic horror film of all time. In my humble opinion, the best horror film ever made. Super simple. Little kid starts off, murders his sister. Rude. Gets sent away to a mental institution, escapes, comes back years later, terrorizes the town, kills a bunch of teenagers on Halloween night. There's babysitters, there's teenagers having sex, drinking, there's leaves on the ground. The atmosphere is great. The music is what sets it apart. It's what made it the most iconic, horror villain of all time, Michael Myers. Halloween 1978 is still the best horror film, I think, of all time.
Halloween. The night.
If you haven't seen this movie, you definitely should. There's nothing I can really say about it that hasn't been said before, so we're just going to leave Halloween 1978, perfect film. Halloween 2018 is a direct sequel to Halloween 1978. It takes place 40 years later. It discounts all the other sequels that were made. We're talking Halloween 2. We're talking Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. We're talking Halloween 4. We're talking Halloween 5, Revenge of Michael Myers. We're talking Halloween 6, Curse of Michael Myers. We're talking Halloween H2O, 20 years later. We're talking Halloween Resurrection, and then the Rob Zombie remake, Halloween 2007, and its sequel, Halloween 2, 2009. In this one, Laurie has grown up to be almost like a survivalist. She's lived with this trauma for 40 years, and it's really affected her a lot and all her relationships. This film also gets the atmosphere totally right. I mean, I love just like Haddonfield suburbs on Halloween. It just feels exactly like, what I grew up around, and, just so normal.
Turns into a nutcase this time of year. Yeah, I mean, your grandmother is Laurie Strode.
I think that's what always made the Halloween movies so special, is that it just felt like, other movies take place, you could distance yourself from them. You could say that happened far away, that was the haunted house, but Halloween is just right in the suburban center. It's just right, it's in houses, these are kids that you could know, this could be you. I think that's what's always made it so special, and, the music sets it apart, and I love this is just a simple story as well. Michael gets out of prison, goes to Haddonfield, starts murdering teenagers. I like in this one that they don't make Laurie his sister. That was interesting to me. That was a cool choice that they made, because I felt like for a really long time, Laurie, I don't want to say canonically, but was Michael's sister in the original Halloween sequel, and then in the Rob Zombie remakes as well. She is related to him. But I like in this one that they're just sort of like two almost animals. They're just like two things on opposite sides. They were so affected by this one night. And, Halloween, 2018 is also fun because you get to have a lot more gruesome murders than in the original one. A lot of people get murdered in this, which I love. 2018 is definitely the best Halloween movie, obviously, since the original. I think it's really well directed. Obviously, John Carpenter does a great job with the score. Jamie Lee Curtis is perfect in everything she's in. Obviously, everybody turns in really great performances. It's got a little bit of humor, which I know some people don't like, but I like a little bit of humor if I'm going to watch a lot of murders, I just want a little bit of balance here. I like all the characters. They're super, they're super, You don't want them to die. You feel bad for when they die. I think that's awesome. And then Halloween Kills, the newest one, just came out. This movie has been really polarizing. I've seen a lot of negative responses to this film, so I feel like I just need to jump in and really sort of defend this movie a little bit, because I think it's another really well done Halloween movie. And I think sometimes people maybe expect a little bit too much from these movies that I think are just simple. You know, they're the best when it's just simple. Michael Myers is just a crazy murderer terrorizing this this little town and making everyone go crazy. I think that's just a really simple formula.
Let's hunt him down. Michael Myers is...
I love that in this one it brings back characters from the first movie as adults, and we get to see like the effect of that trauma on adults. And I also love that it just takes place on the same night as the 2018. I love when movies do that. I like when it just picks up a little bit afterwards. I like in this one that they make, you know, little militias and go looking for Michaels. And there's some really brutal kills in this movie. I definitely had to watch some episodes of Boy Meets World before I went to sleep, because I was like, wow, I witnessed a lot of murder today.
The more he kills...
And you know what's coming, you know, when they starts off a little story, yeah, you know they're gonna get murdered. And they always do. So that's, you know, that's nice. You can always come to these Halloweens. So I found myself really enjoying Halloween Kills, but it does feel like the second movie in a trilogy, which Halloween Ends is gonna come out next year. So it is. So it feels a little bit anticlimactic. It feels like that middle movie that gets you to the next movie. So I'm really interested to see where they go in this next movie, especially since I guess it's going to be 4 years afterwards. And I'm like, in this movie, does Michael Myers have magical abilities? Is he like some sort of demon? Because he gets like hit by a car, his fingers shot off. He was like around the flames for at least a little bit. That's gotta like impair you, even if you know, he probably got a little bit burned. He gets like shot, stabbed. He gets like a pitchfork in his back. Homeboy just keeps going. And I'm like, who in the prison was working out Michael Myers? Who is his personal trainer? Because this dude is in phenomenal shape. He's been locked up for 40 years. He's slamming around 18-year-old kids like they're nothing. I gotta find out Michael Myers' routine. Homeboy's in great shape. He was getting 3 squares a day in prison. Kept him really fucking jacked. So yeah, I love Halloween. Well, I liked Halloween Kills a lot. I know it has some flaws, but I think as a Halloween sequel, it's really good. It gives you everything you want. Teenagers being murdered. There's leaves on the ground. What more do you want? That's what I'm saying. So if you haven't seen it yet, it's still in theaters. Go see it in theaters. It's also on Peacock streaming. So if you haven't seen it yet, watch Halloween Kills. I'm gonna do a new video on all the Halloween sequels before this. So we're talking like Halloween 2. So look forward to the next one. But if you haven't seen this one, give it a shot. Don't listen. It's not as bad as people say. In fact, I don't even think it's bad. I just think people had different expectations of what it is. So anyway, I'm Cameron. This is I Love This Movie. We're going to be talking about another movie every week. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out and leave me a like if you like.